This incredible card trick is not only super sneaky and super easy to do, but there are a million ways to present it. The ridiculous ending is so powerful you can present it as an amazing feat of magic, you can present it as having predicted the future, you can present this as mind control. There's so many ways to present this trick. Not only will it make your reputation, but it's also a perfect card trick to show people when you want to do more than one card trick. The theme to this great trick is that the spectator does everything. And whenever I perform this for people, I always emphasize to them again and again, you did everything. You did everything, I did nothing, okay? Now, one of the keys to this trick and why it works so well and amazes people every single time is that earlier in your show, if you've done an earlier card trick, it's important that they shuffle the cards. Somebody already shuffled the deck thoroughly when you're showing them another trick, okay? That's key. So the trick starts off by saying, okay, this time I'm going to do nothing, you're going to do everything. Joe, you shuffled the cards earlier, right? And Joe says, yes, he shuffled the cards. He said, okay, so you shuffle the cards. Fine. Now, before we go any further, I want you to see, I have a prediction here. I've written the name of 3 playing cards on this piece of paper. And to make sure I don't tamper with it, but we'll keep it in full view, I'm going to put it right there and even put it under this bottle of water, okay? So already you've created drama, a prediction trapped in full view or under somebody's hand, whatever you want, but it's a great way to stage a close-up trick and get people to really care about what you're doing. So you've made a prediction. You say, Joe, you shuffle the cards, is that right? And Joe says, yes, I did. You say, hey, Sue or Larry, I want you to help me now. I want you now to reach over and I want you to, we're going to remove some cards. I want you to cut the cards wherever you want. You can remove a few cards, you can remove half the pack, whatever you want. You reach over and they reach over and they cut the cards wherever they want. So let's say they cut the cards there. You say, are you happy with that? They say, sure. You say, well, get rid of those cards. So you shuffle the cards. She cut the cards. And finally, you have somebody else ideally, or the same person can do all 3. Say, I want you now to deal the cards. And as they're dealing the cards, say, I want you to deal them out into 3 piles, one after the other after the other. So they're dealing them. And as they deal them out onto the table, this is the perfect time to emphasize the impossibility of the trick. You guys shuffle the cards. You guys cut the cards. You guys dealt the cards, and my prediction has been in full view the entire time. Now let's see. We got a 4 of clubs. We've got a jack of hearts, and we have a 2 of diamonds. 4 of clubs, jack of hearts, 2 of diamonds. They shuffled, they cut, they dealt. You did nothing. Somebody opens the prediction, and they see right there 4 of clubs, 2 of diamonds, jack of hearts. And everybody knows what just happened is absolutely impossible. You are going to love how simple and sneaky this trick is, and it works every single time. It never misses, and yet it looks incredible. Now, if you've been in Magic for a little while, you might think you know how this trick's done right now, but you don't. Okay, you might think you know, but there's some little piece I didn't show you. And this is a little piece that nobody ever remembers after the fact. And it's this little bit of handling that makes this so strong and so deceptive. Now, I did mention, you can do this as an opening trick. This can be the only card trick you do, but it's so much stronger if you've already done a card trick. Here's the secret setup that no one ever sees and nobody ever remembers. You've got your 3 cards, your jack, your 4, your 2, and they, of course, can be any 3 cards. You've written them down on a piece of paper here. It's fun if you write it on a $100 bill or a $10 bill, and so that way you got super drama, because you can say, hey, I'll bet you $10 or I'll bet you $50 or whatever that I'm going to get this right. And, of course, you've written the names on maybe a Sharpie marker on a bill, and you fold the bill in half and in quarters. Now there's real drama, because there's real risk, okay? These 3 cards, look what I do. I take the card case. I put these 3 cards in the case, okay, inside. And you can either have it already tear off the flaps, which is real simple. In fact, let's just do that right now, because you don't really need the flaps here, okay? Then take the flap and close it down over the cards, okay? So they're now inside the case. Take the rest of the deck and tuck it inside the case here, right on top of the flap there. That's your secret setup. You can carry your cards around inside your pocket or inside your attaché case or wherever, your school bag, wherever, and that you are set to go. Now, how does this work? Well, it works like this. You're going to show someone, say, hey, you want to see a card trick, or let me show you something you will remember forever. You want to see something that makes no sense whatsoever. And you take the case, and if you just tip the case, you spill out all the cards. Sometimes you have to use your fingers to get them, okay? And you pull them out. and you hand the cards to someone, say, would you look at those cards, make sure they're ordinary, give those cards a shuffle. And while they're looking at these cards, you hand it to them. This is not a sneaky action, so don't do it suspiciously. All you do is open the flap and put the case down at the side. Okay? Very casual, very natural action. Just open the flap and put it down the side. Now, they shuffle the cards, okay? They give the cards a shuffle, and you make sure that everybody realizes those cards are being shuffled. Now you show them a card trick. And in this series of tricks I'm going to be sharing with you guys, there'll be a bunch of other card tricks I'll share, but let's assume you already know a simple card trick with a shuffled pack. So you show them that, okay? Take the deck now as if you're finished, and take the card case, and I'm going to put the, I'm acting as if I'm done, okay? And what I'm going to do is slip the cards directly on top of those three, so they go on top. So I'm like this. I make sure here, I take a moment, make sure it's clean, they go on top like this. And I'm either going to put these aside and do another trick, or I'll say, or I pause right there and say, actually, let me show you one more card trick, probably one of my favorites, and you put the case away. Just like that. They go in, you pause a beat, you go, actually, I got one more trick I'll show you, I think you're going to like it. And just like that, you have secretly, even though the deck is shuffled, you've secretly got the jack, the 4, the 2 on the bottom of the deck where you want. Now notice, you can start like this. You could start, take these out, have this set up, and go into the trick from here, but it's so much better when they shuffle the cards, okay? So the rest is self-working. Deck is on the table. They've shuffled the cards. You show them another trick, they shuffle the cards, whatever. Take out your prediction. It can be a dollar bill. It can be written on a piece of paper, whatever. I'm going to give you a few more ideas in a moment there like that. Make sure have someone hold on to their hands, have someone put it under a bottle of water, put it, whatever's around, okay? The rest works by itself, guys. The 3 cards are on the bottom. They can lift off most of the pack. They can lift off a few cards. They can lift off half the deck. Say we're going to remove some cards. You know, Joe, you shuffle. I want you to lift off some cards. Put them off to the side. They put them off to the side. Now, I don't care how many times you try this or who you get to, as long as they deal the cards into 3 piles, one after another. And this is, like I said, this is the perfect opportunity to sell the impossibility of what you're about to do. The last 3 cards on the bottom of the deck, no matter how many other cards they got off before, will always end up right on top. They're the last dealt. So this is a great example of a trick that is so simple you can just focus on making it magic. And the way to make things magic is by presentation, by getting people to care about what you're doing. So you got the drama, you've got the folded card, a folded prediction. What you can either do, incidentally, is say, what do you, so you got a jack, a 4, and a 2. You can show those first, then bring focus back to here, whatever suits you. And then have someone read out loud, okay? The 4 of clubs, the 2 of diamonds, the jack of hearts. You can even, if you want, be a little sneaky here, and you can slowly sort of show them one by one. Well, I got the 4, and then pull it down like it's like a curtain on a stage. I can show them that one, and then finally that one. All right. So it is that easy, and this is why it's a really great idea with the setup in the card case that you take out the cards, have someone shuffle, show them one trick, and then totally close your show with this ridiculous and sort of jaw-dropping piece of magic. And there really are no limits to how you want to reveal the impossible ending or the climax of the effect. I mean, you can do anything. You can have the names of the 3 cards written in Sharpie marker on your arm, almost like a tattoo. You can have earlier whisper it into the ear of a girl, so it gives you a great excuse to whisper in her ear. But you can whisper the name of 3 cards, have the whole thing, and then have her announce the names of the 3 cards, or do it with 3 people. Whisper it beforehand, and then when she says them, then turn over the cards. You can go really big and create this as the kind of thing you can do in front of the whole office or your entire classroom if you want, by getting a sheet of newspaper and writing the names, or even drawing the face of the cards on the big sheet of newspaper, so you have that dramatic ending. Speaking of newspaper, you want to go all the way? Call up your local newspaper or place an ad online, a classifieds ad, and say, hey, you know, my name's so-and-so, and, you know, I predicted, in fact, I was so confident about this, I had it printed in the paper. That can all be part of your classifieds ad. The 3 cards will be boom, boom, boom. So there's no limit. Think about it. There's so many cool ways you can reveal the names of the 3 cards at the very end of this great trick. I'm sure you've heard the expression, practice makes perfect. Well, the same applies to magic, whether you want to call it practice or rehearsal. Even the simplest magic trick can be screwed up, first off, okay? And second, one of the great things that makes a trick really engaging for people is that you feel confident about it, that you feel certain about it. So make sure with all of the tricks I'm going to share with you guys, make sure you take the time, whether in front of a mirror or not, to practice the trick. Rehearse it, walk through it many times. I'd say a good certainly at least 10 times before you share the trick with anyone.